for you out there racing with your buddies like Colton Fasciati, you know, there's Brady Sharon, there's Dusty Klatt. You're all from this area. There's got to be a bit of a rivalry in there somewhere.
Yeah, you know, we definitely rub it in each other's faces when we win or when we beat each other, but it's all in good fun. You know, we've been riding with each other since we basically started racing, and it's all friendly love.
Nanaimo, British Columbia, the track they call the Wastelands. Brian, first MX2 Moto will be brought to you by the fine people at Honda Canada. Here we go, the 30 board is up. We got spectators on the fence. The boys are pumped up, and it's time to go racing.
It sure is, Travis. The intensity in Nanaimo always high. Board goes to 5. The concrete starting pad causes a lot of wheel spin. Looks like some cowies up front, Mark.
Number 67, Teddy Mayer on that Richmond Racing Kawasaki is going to get the roll, distributing hole shot. Nice ride for him. Number 189, Kevin Johnson in second place. And how about number 66, Dustin Hayes in the top 5?
He's in the mix there. He's showing a wheel to Northrop on that Lethbridge Suzuki. Ride for Jerry Nelson. There's Jimmy Nelson right there, 884 on the KTM. Now look at the guys, very cautious here on the first lap. They're not hitting that at full speed, just getting sorted out. Beaton does the rhythm. He's got the advantage on there. Look at this, Kyle Beaton. What a move, what a heads-up pass. First place for him. And look, there's Johnson back in third now.
Kyle Beaton had a nice run on that long straightaway that gave him a great approach to that rhythm section. You're right, Brian. Kyle Beaton knows his track. He's looking good early. Look at this, number 37. That's Jeff Northrup in fourth place. And Dusty Klatt, he's picking up 5.
Klatt knows his track well, as does Beaton. Johnson doing a good job. There's that move. There's that daring outside move. Klatt was doing that yesterday, and it brought the hairs on the back of my neck up because it was so dangerous.
Ryan.
NorCal goes down with a top 5 position. This is going to be painful for him because he's getting passed by so many of the bikes. The pack is so tight.
Another rider down.
That's Ryan. Johnson, Team Faith, Kevin Johnson. I bet she's praying he doesn't get hit here. Here, Travers, look at this. Losing all kinds of positions.
Not a bad crash for Johnson. He'll be back in the race. Let's get back to the battle for the lead. Third place, Dusty Klatt. Second place, Teddy Mayer. Single line through there, Brian. Bit of a freight train coming to this corner. Check the lines. Mayer swings wide. Klatt on the inside. Oh, I love the slingshot for Mayer.
Mayer looks over, seeing where Dusty is. Dusty in close proximity. He's searching high and low all around Mayer. Look at the way Klatt dives to the outside. Something's going to happen here. Tucks in. This is where he passed Kevin Johnson a lap ago, and oh, Mayer cannot believe that Dusty would make that move. That is a daring, daring move.
Well, you know he's got the confidence, Brian, and on this track he's got some terrific lines, and the traction he was gaining coming out of that corner was spectacular. Jimmy Nelson with number 172, Nathan Tierney on his heels. A little bit of contact there right here, Brian. You're gonna find that with a freight train.
Jimmy coming in with the back wheel locked, sliding in here, being cautious not to stall the motorcycle. And so those Beaton has a moment, almost takes Klatt with him. Klatt right into the hay bales. These two, there's no love lost there. They know each other well. They pound out the local races against one another. Klatt ducking for that painful roost out here. This is going to be interesting. Travs, whoa, I love it.
Beaton is so aggressive on the motorcycle, Brian. I love the way he's riding that new 250F. For him, anyway. Look at Klatt now going inside. Multiple lines for him. He doesn't care. He'll go inside and outside to take care of business. Does he have Kyle Beaton on the inside? Oh, what a clicker. What a beautiful defensive move from Kyle Beaton.
Beaton actually clicking the opposite way you normally click, coming into a corner. Klatt comes up short, showing his frustration.
Battles all over the track, Brian. How about this one for 24th between Lindsay Wadworth, number 430, and young Jamie Kennedy, putting it all on the line in this Nanaimo track.
I tell you, these guys are battling right back to 40th place. It doesn't matter. It's great to see a couple young guys out there hammering. I'm sure we'll see more of them in years to come. Look at Klatt angling those rollers using that BMX technique. This is coming down to it in the whoops. Both these guys Beaton bobbles. Klatt soaking it up, makes the pass. That was not taking anything away from Klatt, but Beaton bobbled there, basically relinquished the lead over to Dusty. Here it is. Beaton gets a wheel wrong, loses his drive, and Klatt just breezes by the mechanics area there. So Dusty Klatt first place.
So smooth, Dusty Klatt. Oh, Kyle Beaton now has Teddy Mayer on his heels. This is the battle for second place. Let's see the line choice through this fast straightaway, Brian, because I think you want to get on the inside, and Teddy Mayer has the advantage. You better believe it. Moving moving into second place. Kyle's going to have to collect himself and maintain third. He needs points in this series.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he can get it back. He knows his track well, but Beaton definitely riding, not like we're used to seeing him. He had that front end up high. Maybe he's overthinking things a little bit here. This should shape up to a good race, though. Their lap times
right
very
there,
similar. Yeah, he drifted wide. You know he's trying super hard. Back to Jimmy Nelson. Oh, that's Wadsworth, man. That's the guy that's just battling with Kennedy. He got into the back of Jimmy Nelson. He took a soil sample.
A little bit of a cutter there. But let me tell you this, Wadsworth was a lapper. You got to stay with those guys like, oh my
goodness, that's
contact on the track.
Tierney and Fasciotti. Tierney comes in and just gives it. And Fasciotti gives it to him back in the corner. Excellent. Oh, a replay. I love it. Here comes Tierney and this sends Fasciotti out into the soft stuff. They look over at each other and drag race in the corner. Fasciotti takes him high. If he held the brakes on longer, Tierney would have fell over there. So Tierney lucky to keep it upright. Let's see what more of those guys can bring to us here.
Fabulous. You know when you come up to Canada, the racing's going to be intense. You're not going to get away with anything. Tierney's a big guy. Fasciotti's saying, you ain't getting none of it from me, with Teddy Mayer getting his last lap flag.
And Klatt well out in front, in control. He is on cruise right now, doing everything right. He soaked up a bit of roost earlier in the race, but now in control. And that Blackfoot Honda takes a checkered flag. That's 3 for 3, Dusty Klatt.
Interesting, Brian. Klatt's second last lap was one of his fastest, a 1:55.2. He's putting it all on the line. Quickly, let's talk about the Suzuki 450. Just seems like such a trick bike. You look super fast on it and comfortable too. I know you've been riding for a while.
Yeah, it's great. You know, I love the bike. You know, it gets me great starts. We've been doing a lot of work over the winter trying to dial it into, you know, how we like it. My mechanic Dave is just awesome. You know, he's gone above and beyond, you know, the Call of Duty on his part, and the bike is just phenomenal. I love it. I can't say enough about it. You know, we've done a lot of work and it shows.
The MX1 class getting ready to go. These are the stars of Canadian motocross.
Good shot of the boys on the line as Ryan Saunders goes to 30, Brian.
There's a good shot of Pete DeGraff, number 81. All these guys here, the qualifying positions are how the gate picks are determined. And there's Mike Trewa right on the inside, Travs. How is his jump? He looks like he got swallowed right up.
He did come into that first corner. We're going to give it to number 5, Blair Morgan, on that Morgan Racing Yamaha with the Royal Distributing hole shot. Great start for him on that big 450, but Waugh immediately into the lead.
The man you just interviewed, Keith Johnson, KJ Solomon third, Leighton Lilly 34 in fourth, and 756 Sean Clark, Team Faith Cowie fifth, and Klatt's right there out of picture, Travs.
Beautiful fast start though, Brian. They're already starting to separate. Waugh, of course, in first place has already increased his lead. This is the battle for second. Blair Morgan, number 5, on the Yamaha. Bit of a freight train through there, Brian. Through the rhythm section, track starting to dry up. I'm loving to see them land on the plateau. Klatt has already made a huge move. He is into 4th place.
Wow, I'm liking Blair Morgan. Looks really solid and comfortable on that 450 Yamaha. Adapted well after his horrible broken leg. He's got a titanium rod in his tibia. And Klatt now, he looks like he's getting aggressive on Johnson.
There's that outside line that he likes. The slingshot coming back in, which goes outside. Does he have KJ?
My goodness.
He sure does.
A gear high showing his fight on Johnson. Wow, Klatt loves that section. No one really passing there like Dusty Klatt.
An incredible line going outside, you're right, but he's carrying speed out of that corner. That's what I like about it so much.
He jumped 12 feet further down the track.
He certainly did. Blair Morgan with some great defense now. This is where the track, there are some options. You talked about it, Brian. Freight training right at the moment.
They are. Klatt looking everywhere. Blair Morgan doing an admirable job. I don't know how long he can hold off the young gun. And here it is. Klatt with a beautiful pass. Morgan adjusting his clutch there, coming out of the corner, showing that he's composed. He knows Dusty's fast on this track, but look at that freight train. There's Julian Cerny. He is the bane of these factory riders. He is a hard man to pass at number 18.
Oh my, look at that Kawasaki through the whoops. That's Evan Lawfridge with a great line. Does he have KJ? Look at the way they're swinging wide. No room for KJ on the inside. Lawfridge off for that outside rhythm section. Brian, I'm loving the racing on the track today as we get back to Hagler and Decker underneath the bridge.
Two guys seem to get locked up every moto. Back to the battle for third. That's number 10, Evan Lawfridge on that green Kawasaki. Up the inside of Morgan. Morgan concedes the position to Lawfridge. And Connor yanks a tear off, but he might need another one. Fallen Lockridge out here on the track. Evan looking really strong all weekend.
Yeah, he's been on the gas in a big way. I like how he's coming back from a disappointing first weekend. As we get back to our leader, number 1, John Sebastian Waugh. Dusty Klatt is gaining, Brian. He is gaining right now.
He sure is. The lap times are showing at the transponders, giving us the readout. And there's number 6. Johnson gets passed by Simon Holman's number 12. Now Holman showing a wheel to Morgan. Holman ultra impressive all year. His training in the off-season paying off in spades. Neck and neck. Morgan looks over, tucks in. This is Canadian motocross at its finest. Morgan showing that he will not take it. Stuffing Holman's right to the edge of the track. I love it. That's what the track's there for. Use it all. Great job by Morgan.
Some experience. You see when he looked over at him and said, "You're not going to have it, Simon." So don't even think about it.
This is motocross. It's not a gift. You got to fight for every inch of real estate. Now the clock is showing that Klatt is reeling in the champ. Unbelievable. We haven't seen the champ pass since 02. And look at this battle. The 11 bike of Doug DeHaan. And it's Cerny back in the mix.
You better believe it. Cerny, a tough guy to pass. Look at the gap between Waugh and Klatt. Klatt has closed it up to under a second, Brian. Coming through that little rhythm section, bringing us to the FMF corner before the whoops. Line choice is exceptional in here. Waugh on the inside, Klatt not getting the drive through.
They look identical. Look at the styles. They look identical on the bike. Blair Morgan just threw 4th place away. There goes Demuth, a gift for him. Blair keeps it going. Oh! I bet you when he crashed, his shifter got knocked up because he kept the bike running. You see KJ Huffman go by. The fences are lined. The fans are screaming for their boy Dusty Klatt. He lives about an hour north of this track, and he's reeling in the champ.
Number 34, Leighton Lilly with number 11, Doug DeHaan hot in his heels. Making a 3-pack with Decker going outside. What a great line for Decker carrying that speed.
I wouldn't want to be Lilly right now with those Yamahas surrounding me. Huffman looking solid. Remember last year, he crashed in these whoops. Racing with an excellent move, jumping out of the whoops, gets the power down of the ultra high-speed sweeper, and he's got Huffman. That is for 2nd place.
Back to the whoops, the Yams have got by number 34, Lilly. Now Hagler with a smooth line. Lilly bobbles. Brad Hagson taking care of it. That's 14th place, Brian. 14th.
Unbelievable, the talent back in 14th, showing the depth of field. The crowd on their feet as Dusty closes in on the champ through the FMF right-hander, leading into the oh-so-critical whoop section. And same styles. They're skimming. They're not rhythming these whoops. They are skimming them and getting the power down. Look at Klatt. Look at this. He's making a move on the champ. Side by side on those Blackfoot Hondas. Equally prepared motorcycles. And here goes Klatt with that knife in. His front wheel just missing JSR's back wheel by millimeters. And the pass is history. It looks like Klatt has it off the big launch. Stays low and gets the power down. The champ has not got anything for him at this point. Klatt takes 1st place. The crowd is elated.
The crowd is going crazy with that pass. I mean, these fans are here to see Dusty Klatt ride, and he just passed the champ, for crying out loud. This is unbelievable. Let's get back to the replay. It was all about the drive coming in here.
There it is.
He got the drive coming out of the corner and then made that line change, Brian. That's what I liked about it. He swung wide, carried his speed. Champ puts on the binders, and Klatt is on the gas earlier. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. Dynamite line choice, Brian.
Klatt just sucks up the jump here to stay low, using that body English. Unbelievable. Usually the champ's the king of low flying. Here is a battle raging for 4th. Number 12, Simon Holmans. He got that gift when Morgan went down. Now KJ up the inside. KJ's shown some fight so far this year. Holmans looks over. Not a good sign. And KJ just takes the line right away from Simon. That's what it's all about. That's how you got to pass out here in Nanaimo.
Unbelievable. Look at the battle on the track right now, Brian. This is for from 11th to 15th. We've got a freight train. Guys, you can throw a blanket on him. Clark moving back in. Those Yamahas are all over the track. Hagset. We've got Morgan. We've got Holmans. It's unbelievable.
Sean Clark busts a move on DeHaan. You can hear number 4's bike sputtering. He has a bit of an issue. Still hanging tough. And Demuth now into 5th place past Holmans on that Swanson Racing Yamaha. That is a box stock YZ450, they just slapped some bars on it. He's got stock suspension, so we'll see some speed increase as he gets his bike modified. He's just coming off some horrible injuries. Holman's in trouble again. The ominous number 2, Damon Huffman. Huffman is a warrior known for his speed towards the end of the motos. Always seems to make a lot of passes in the closing laps. Holman's holding on tough though, Travs.
Very impressed with Simon Holmes so far as we see Montez and Cerny get the last lap flag. Simon Holmes has stepped up his game, Brian. We talked about young Canadians getting in the mix, and he has definitely done that. Yamaha Canada has to be happy with it as we get back to number 7, Dusty Klatt, Campbell River native, on his final approach, Brian. He caught past the champ, and now he's going to take the win. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
Klatt takes it by 6.5 seconds. Could this be the shape of things to come?
Through the LB, MX1, Moto1. Look at the talent in the top 10. I'm going to say it again. Huffman in 7th, Graysick in 8th, Chad Johnson in 9th, and Brad Hagsays rounding out the top 10. To get the tires up to temperature, Brian Coster, Mark Travers in the booth. Second, MX2, Moto, good shot of Klatt and Mayer. Those are your 2 fast guys in this class. 30 board is up, Ryan Saunders looking good. As we get back to the line, Brian, a little pre-race preparation.
Some of these guys don't even have their goggles on, leaving everything to the last minute so they don't fog up and whatnot. There's Tony Sherman right beside there, and Shane Best 102.
Gate is down, Brian, coming into the first corner. It's a bit of a chicane. They call the whole shot from right there, and we're going to give it to number 102, Shane Best, on that pack Yamaha.
Unbelievable. Best was in the hospital twice this week with asthma stemming from the rain in Mission. He is sick as a dog, and he's got the whole shot. Incredible.
He's a fast rider from down in the States, rode the arena cross, but was injured. He hasn't raced a whole lot. Love to see that guy out front. But look at Teddy Mayer on the gas, on the inside, Klatt in tow. But Mayer looks good with that inside line. No way. Shane Best, great defense.
Scary moment for Mayer there. Got a little crossed up. Klatt's in the mix. They're all jumping the rhythm section now, but only the first part of it. The rut's too technical. They can't jump the second part of the rhythm section. Best looking good out front. You know, he's impressed me tremendously. In Mission, he rode so well. He's got so much natural ability. This is where I like to see that kid.
As we get to the Scott Lockoff, all the boys funneling through. Back to Eric Vallejo with a good start. That's Lee Coots, number 523. Great start for him as he's going up against Faccioni over the finish line. Oh my! Oh my! Touchy wheels, Brian. Coots goes down.
Fasciotti is so aggressive. He is the fastest rider not to win a moto. Poor Lee Coots has been riding amazing after a year off. He's just knocked out of the top 5.
Back to the whoop section, the FMF corner. Let's look at the approach. Klatt in 3rd place, Best in 1st, Mayer in 2nd. Look at that line for Dusty Klatt. It doesn't matter where he is in the whoops, Brian. He can make it happen.
It's that skimming. The skimming in the whoops is what is the fast way. There's Klatt on the outside on that little double there to slow you down. Works to his advantage. Now Shane Best has Klatt to worry about. Mayer's there as an observer. Maybe he can pick up some lines. Klatt knows his track so well.
But look how fast this track is, though, right? It does not get super rough.
You're right.
It's technical in the fact that the ruts are in those corners, but look at that line choice. I can't believe how he was carrying speed. Again, you're saying carrying speed.
Yes, yes. And suspension isn't as critical on this track. You gotta have it a little soft for those little braking bumps and chop, but not as critical here as on some tracks, and the riders will not get as fatigued. There's the guy you like. That's number 66, one of Jerry Nelson's kids. That's Dustin Hayes, and he is battling with Cody Roush for 13.
Back to the battle for 2nd place through that new roller section. The track has changed, Brian. We talked about it. The approach to the whoops is critical. Let's see the lines. Best looking very smooth. Mayer with that outside line. That's the line that Klatt took to pass him. He saw it, and he took care of business with it in the next lap.
Those whoops take so much strength, and to skim them takes way more strength than to rhythm them. Oh, that's Fasciotti down after his coming together with Lee Coots. This kid can't buy a break. I tell you what, he is one of the fastest guys on the track every weekend. Eric Vallejo, number 12 in the Supercross standings last year, putting those Supercross-style whoops to work. That's 3rd place for Vallejo.
This is the battle for 7th, Brian. Kyle Beaton, number 24, working up on 172. Nathan Tierney, looks like Beaton must have gone down with his visor and peak all messed up.
Beaton did go down. The pin is out. Beaton charging hard. There's Northrop. NorCal, they call him, puts the boots to Best. Best does not have the mojo to jump into the rhythm section. Again, he is sick. He was greener than that Kawasaki coming into this race. And Beaton, there he is, on Kevin Johnson, makes the move. That's 5th place, Travis.
Beaton is on the gas. He is loving this track. I don't think he's happy going down. Doesn't like where he's...
Oh,
my!
Ragdolls himself in the whoops, gets it all wrong. He's lucky to bash his chin off the handlebars or something. Keeps the motor running. Good job out there, Vallejo. Get back in there. Make sure the coast is clear. Klatt out front, Travis. This kid is incredible. Look at the style through the whoops. He is the up-and-coming superstar of Canada. And in another time zone is Masiotti now coming back on Tierney. Remember, these two had their moments in the first moto. Tierney knows better than to mess with Masiotti, concedes the position.
Number 23, Eric Vallejo, back on the bike after that whoops mishap. He's battling for 5th place with Kyle Beaton, who, Brian, is on the gas. He is just killing this track.
He is manhandling that machine that just put Snowcross star Steve Taylor down a lap. He is using all the track out there, Travis.
There are options, Brian. You just got to find them and use them. To NorCal, number 37, Jeff Northrup in 3rd place. There are battles. Look at this. Kyle Beaton will not be stopped. He's made his way up on Shane Best. This is for 4th place.
Shane Best on the Pacific Yamaha. Beaton on the factory Yamaha Team of Canada. It's a drag race up this jump. Again, you do not need to back off for it. Best does. He's feeling the effects of that flu. He's working his way back a bit, but hats off to the kid for even lining up on the gate.
Get back to our leader, number 1, Dusty Klatt, who's on his final approach. This is the last lap. Look at the style, very comfortable. There's square edges on this corner though, right?
Oh, yeah.
And even on the last lap, you have to pay attention or you're going down.
Oh, they can come up and bite you real quick, Travers. And in the checkered flag, Dusty Klatt, clean sweep so far in MX2.
Let's face it, Brian, that's 3 moto wins for the kid today.
Unbelievable for him. Great action. Klatt perfect. Teddy Merritt, Northrup, and Beaton all had great motos. Got to give it up for Shane Best, though, for hanging tough in 5th.
This is the Wastelands, Nanaimo, British Columbia. Ryan Saunders with the 30 board up, Ryan. This is the final moto of the day, which has been an unbelievable day of racing. I love coming to this track with a great shot of the boys on the line with their preparations as we go to 5. This is when it all happens, Brian. The adrenaline is pumping, focusing down on the gate. The gate is down, coming to that first corner. Who's gonna get this?
Looks like Morgan Racing's number 4, Craig Decker with it. Number 10, Evan Lothridge gets into his back wheel, paddles along. Great start for him, but how about number 31, Ryan Mitchell, sitting in 2nd place? Unbelievable.
That's privateer Ryan Mitchell, so great start for him. He's been showing some excellent prowess in this West Series. John Sebastian on the outside, moving into 2nd place.
Oh, wow, wheeling right up the jump. He is determined as ever, getting out of Decker's roost. It is punishing out here. Waugh looking poised on Decker, I can tell you that much. Decker's bike sorted out. He had a little bit of an electrical problem in the first moto, but obviously getting it all together. Waugh killing the track out there, Travis.
Remember, Brian, the first leg of this moto had to be restarted because of a red flag. Young Californian native Ryan McPhillips was down in a rhythm section. They restarted this moto. That is what we are watching right now with Craig Decker in the lead. John Sebastian Waugh through the rollers on his heels.
Yes, he has. And Gavin Grayson pole shot that first moto till it was red flag. So the Suzuki boys not too pleased with it all. Decker under pressure. Waugh skimming by. The 2-stroke a little lighter and easier to handle through those big whoops. Decker in 2nd. Here it is. Waugh up the inside. Gets on the gas way earlier. Jumps in similar styles, but Waugh with just a little bit more drive coming into those whoops. Ends up with the premier position.
Getting back to the entry to the whoops, we have number 10, Evan Lothridge, and number 6, Keith Johnson. Look at Lothridge putting it together. It's a little arena cross, supercross style right there.
Wow, Lothridge just put that together perfectly, but KJ responds, does not concede the position for 3rd place. Bar to bar, look at Lothridge up the inside. KJ has the advantage for now. We have to keep in tune to this battle. It's a good one.
Brian, the racing in this country is intense. It doesn't matter what the position is for. As we get back to Iron Mike Treadwell and number 31, Ryan Mitchell, going at it hard for 8th place. It doesn't matter. You got to battle, buddy. You got to battle.
Mitchell hanging on tight. You can see how hard Treadwell is trying. Got all squirrely. Here's Sean Clark and Chad Johnson. This is a little further back in the field, Travis.
20th place, Brian, with Julian Cerny picking up the heels there.
Cerny's the guy involved in that McPhillips crash, causing the red flag. Iron Mike Treadwell gets rid of Brian Mitchell up into 9th place, all over Homans. Treadwell has to be stoked with this. Treadwell just leaps into the whoops with a great drive and hangs on. He is one of the strongest physical riders in this MX1 class, and there he is right there, putting it on Homans. Another big man shoves Homans to the edge of the track. Great pass. The Iron Mike Treadwell of old has surfaced here today in Nanaimo, doing it all right on that OTSFF 450 Suzuki.
Treadwell and Holman showing that there are multiple lines in this track, Brian. You just got to get out there and use them. Back to Graysick and Damon Huffman. I'm telling you what, this is for 7th spot, and these guys are going at it like they're going for the championship.
Graysick trying to redeem himself from that first moto hole shot. He's been riding well all weekend. The Suzuki riders seem to like to jump into the whoops. There he is. He had a bobble there that cost him some time. We'll have to keep our eye on that as the champ comes screaming by the back section. The fans are delighted here with the race action. They are so close to the track here. A great spot to watch a motocross race here in Nanaimo.
That was number 4, Craig Decker in 2nd place, Brian. The gap not that large. Decker riding a great second moto, getting back to the whoops. Number 7, Dusty Clout with a nice line. Damon Huffman looking smooth, and Josh DeMuth in the mix right now.
Absolutely. The outside section of those whoops looks like a smoother, faster way around. You see Clat and Huffman barely getting the wheel wrong. Harry Amelon's duking it out for 9th place. That's Homans. Looks like Hagseth is the aggressor in this duo. Up the inside. Nice line for Hagseth, Travis. Beautiful on that lighter YZ250.
Back to the battle for 6th place. Gavin Graysick up and down on the inside, takes care of DeMuth. I'm very impressed with DeMuth, though. He has not ridden a lot of moto since the wrist injuries that took him out of the Arena Cross Series. Yeah. He looks very strong out here today.
Yeah, bilateral wrist injuries. That's 2 broken wrists, so he has very little seat time, doing a really impressive job out here. Now back to these two for 3rd. Look at Lothridge get those whoops. Absolutely perfect. Possibly one of the fastest drives through the whoops. So KJ back to 4th. There's Dougie D. Dougie to Hans in 10th right now. Travis as Huffman charges.
Here comes Diesel, number 2. Damon Huffman on the inside. This is for 5th place. Now let's look at the lines through the whoops. Does Huffman have them? Look at the drive from Huffman. KJ with some problems. Huffman in 4th.
Huffman doesn't care inside or outside. He can make quick work of those whoops. The champ 10 seconds out front. The braking bumps and the square edges are starting to form on this track as our 3rd place rider now under pressure from Diesel. Damon Huffman making a patented late moto charge. This is for the final spot on the box, Trapper.
You better believe it. Look at that outside line for Huffman, carrying his speed.
Nice.
Lothridge gets caught on that inside line. Look at this bar to bar, up the sweeper, Brian. Tucks it in, and Damon Huffman moves into 3rd. That's the kind of riding I expect to see from Damon, and I love it. Love it.
Absolutely. Like Clat on Raw, Huffman stayed low on that same jump and made it work from obviously stemming from the drive out of the corner, but Huffman looking solid. Everett Lothridge knocked off the box. Back to some battling. Dougie DeHaan just inside the top 10 now. Just got shown the white flag coming into the last lap. There's Jean-Sebastien Roy. Look at that footwork of the champ. Working the gear lever in midair. He's just on cruise now, Travers.
Jean-Sebastien Roy with the left hand in the air, signaling that he is the champ. On his final approach, gets up and takes the checker flag with a little wheelie. The crowd going crazy. Jean-Sebastien Roy is the people's champion. I'm just loving what this guy's laying down.
Johnny Cash, they call him. Here he is, a little showboat from the champ. You don't see that every day. Here out at the Wastelands today, to the leaderboard. Decker, a solid moto. Huffman with that late moto charge. Demu 7th. Dusty Clat cruises in for 8th. To the points totals for the MX2, Clat way out there. Beaton's got a nice gap there, 2 in 2nd, and then things tighten up back to 10th.
To the MX1 class, leaderboard, 2 of 9 rounds. Of course, Waugh up front, but how about that battle from 2nd down to 9th? Only 20 points, some good names in there.